Hey, welcome everyone. This is Mike from zozostockwatch.com, and this is going to be your stock watch list for the 14th of November, Wednesday. Let's go ahead and we'll get right into it. Little pop here in the futures in the overnight session. Now, the futures just started trading at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It's currently 6:39 Eastern Time. Dow futures are up 76, S&P futures up 8, NASDAQ futures up 26. So a little bit of a buying spree in the after hours. We'll have to see if it holds up into tomorrow morning. And right now, the Asian markets are not open yet, so we'll see how it goes with the futures throughout the night. We had home builders were up today. Beazer Homes, BZH, had earnings today. They popped this one up 30% for the day here on Beazer Homes. So the XHB was up 1.23% for the home builders. None of the other home builders really did too much. They were up here and there, but Beazer Homes was the winner there. As far as the winners for today, the SMH was up today. SMH had a decent day there. Let me go back to my daily. So we popped up on the SMH, and then we kind of grinded back down. So trying to maybe hold on to the lows here and that $90 area on the SMH. So we'll see. For the SMH, we were up 1.29% for the day. Like I said, home builders were up 1 2/3%. The XLF was up today. Kind of an inside day here on the XLF, kind of like the semis. We popped up to about that $27 area and then slowly drifted back down. So we'll see if we can hold the lows here of around that 26.50 and what they want to do with the banks tomorrow. Goldman Sachs has been taking a hit. They have issues, problems in Malaysia. Right now, Goldman Sachs, I believe, is down 20% on the year for GS symbol there. So the banks had an inside day, so we'll see if there's any follow through for tomorrow in some of the banks. Let's see, we had the S&P 500. It was down 4 today. The NASDAQ composite basically flat on the day, and the Dow Jones was down 100 points, a little over 100 points, down almost 0.5% on the Dow. So as far as your winning percent changes for the day, the XME, the metals and mining were up a little bit. The XLU also up a little under 0.5%. To the downside, oil taking another hit. This is light sweet crude oil currently trading on my charts, closed here at $55.69. If we look at it on the USO, so we were down about 7% on oil here. Now, this could be, kind of a capitulation here. You see this big volume, 84 million shares traded. If you look at the RSI, we're kind of off the grid here on the RSI, and this big candle down. So this could be kind of a capitulation movement here in the USO. So we'll see how that goes. Another stock that put in a maybe have put in a bottom here. Now GE was up over 7% on the day. They're selling their stake in Baker Hughes and trying to raise money by selling their Baker Hughes shares. So GE popped over 7% today. So maybe trying to put a bottom in here at $8. But you see all these folks that are trapped along the way in General Electric. So I wouldn't get too giddy about that one. Amazon, let's see, they needed qualified tech workers, and the only place they could find them was North Virginia, 25K workers going there, and their headquarters are going there, and then 25,000 for their headquarters in New York, and they said there was the need for qualified tech workers. That's what drove them to that decision. Boeing was down today. Boeing, they had that crash in Indonesia, and supposedly Boeing withheld information. So Boeing was down today. I think, yeah, about 2% for the day. And then after hours tonight, we had Tilray come out with earnings, TLRY, one of the leaders in the cannabis sector. So it's down a little bit. We closed at 111.55, currently trading at 109.11. It's trending a little bit lower. Revenues came in plus 83%. Revenue was about $10 million. So you're still paying kind of way up there for the earnings on this TLRY. As far as the SPY itself, we'll look at the SPY. So if you take the top here around that 280, 281, and you take the bottom of 260, so we're kind of right smack in the middle of that 50%. 270 area is right around that 50% in this move here. So we're trying to hold above that. And like I said, the futures are up right now, so we'll see what they want to do in the morning session as we get closer to the open. This is the news box courtesy of the Trade Exchange, a really good news service. The price is unbelievable. Tell them Zozo Stockwatch sent you, and they'll give you a nice discount for your first month there from the Trade Exchange. So after the bell, we had Dave, earnings per share, revenue beat. Wix came out with the earnings. They beat by 14 cents, and they beat on revenue. And then the board of directors authorized 100 million in share repurchases for WIX. So anyway, they didn't like what they heard, and so they moved that one down. A little bit of a pop in Wix, but moving down overall. Some other information that came out after the bell. Tilray, like we mentioned, earnings per share beat, revenue in line. PetQ, earnings per share miss, revenue beat. I think this one is up in the after hours. Yeah, PetQ is up in after hours. Let's see. We also had, as far as news, Reed, earnings per share miss, revenue beat. SSTI, earnings per share miss, revenue beat. And we'll keep scrolling along. I'm not going to go through everything in the service. AZRE beat by 9 cents but missed on revenue. AZRE. We also had AVGR misses by 5 cents, misses on revenue. So that's some of the news courtesy of the Trade Exchange. It's a very good news service. Like I said, reach out to them on their Twitter, and they'll give you a discount for your first month. So check that out. Now, there's a mailing that they do each and every night. Okay, so Trade Exchange sends out a kind of a market mash in the morning and a market wrap up. So each night I get this in my mailbox, and it kind of tells me what was going on during the day. Home Depot came in with strong earnings. Let's take a look at the action in Home Depot. So in the pre-market today, they popped it up, and then when the market opened up, Home Depot sold off. They bounced it off of this 173. So that was Home Depot earnings. Some top gainers today: EYEG, ATHM, etc. So you get the gist of the letter that they send out to your mailbox every night. If we look at some of the unusual options activity, you had AABE, unusual call activity, LVS, AKS, LL, VMware, and Fitbit had unusual call activity. And then to the put side, we had unusual put activity on PDD and PENN, PENN. All right, so that's just a little taste of the Trade Exchange newsletter each night that they send out. That's part of their service. Let's go ahead and take a look at the IWM. A lot of folks are focused in on this. Let me go ahead and get my lines back on there. So right now we had this IWM. We popped up to my 300 SMA, kind of in the same boat here. This 150 area is kind of the midpoint right now. So bulls definitely want that area to hold or not go too much below it. As you can see, we held this 145 spot. We bounced off that, but right now we're kind of in the middle of the range. The IBB. Also, kind of the same thing on the IBB, the biotech sector. We'll see what the market has in store for us tomorrow. Right now, once again, the futures are up 73, S&P futures up 8, NASDAQ futures up 27. And let's go ahead and get into the watch list for tomorrow. So some that I'm going to have on watch. We actually traded American Airlines today. We got a nice trade in it on American Airlines, so I'll be watching that one again. If oil prices are going to keep moving down, the airline should move up. Now, there's a couple of others. You could keep an eye on DAL, and you could also keep an eye on UAL. Has been very strong throughout this whole market sell-off. United has been holding up very well, so there's some ideas for you. If the semis are going to start bouncing back here, I always have AMD on watch. Has that $20 number up ahead, so AMD will be on watch tomorrow. This ARNC, now the chart looks terrible. All right, and they were actually kind of selling this one off into the close, but there's a lot of call activity, unusual call activity around ARNC. It's in the aluminum sector, so keep an eye on it. See if they give you some reason to enter this thing. I would have to see it gain some strength in the intraday session to get involved, but I know there's a lot of call activity around it. Billy, BILI, out of the China names, it's holding up okay, holding above the 50 SMA here on a BILI, and they were moving it up into the close, so keep an eye on that one. CREE, CREE, has been holding up okay, trying to get up over this $44 level on CREE, so that one holding up. Some of the shippers have been getting periodic pops. Now, DCIX, it's an okay chart, needs to get up over 175 and the 10 SMA, but some better looking ones. This ESEA had a strong close, so keep that one on watch. Another one, GLBS, they just announced the earnings the other day, so GLBS popped up, so this one will be on watch. PXS, this one has the nicest looking daily, has that $3 number up ahead. 10.4 million shares came into this PXS, so nice close here, giving some of it back in the after hours, but that one will be on watch. LL Lumber Liquidators, this had unusual call activity, so we'll see 1.9 million shares, maybe trying to turn and make a bottom here on LL. We'll see. Probably just trading it intraday right now. NEO trying to turn the corner here, has that $7 area up ahead on NEO. Sorry about that. So NEO might be interesting. All right, if the China stocks can get going. So keep an eye on NIO. Like I said, PETQ, they had earnings tonight after the bell. They're holding it up. To be honest, I've never traded this. We'll see how it does. See if we get some kind of intraday setup. Today it traded about 900,000 shares, so we'll see on that one. If you like these little names, the RGSE, it's under a $1 name, trying to get back above 50 cents here. 14 million shares, turning the corner, so keep an eye on that. RRTS, there was the CEO, RRTS bought 158,000 shares in the open market on RRTS. So this one was up in the after hours, trading at 78 cents. So maybe keep an eye on this one. It's a trucking company. SLS has been holding up okay. SLS. So this one will be on watch to see if it wants to maybe get back over that $2 area on that name. Square will be on watch. Now, we traded this the other day. We got a $2 trade on this, so I'll have Square on watch again for tomorrow. VIRT has been holding up okay, has that $25 area. VMware holding up okay. VMware Their earnings come up on the 29th of November, so VMW holding up, so I'll watch that one, see how it sets up. Win, there's been call activity, unusual call activity around this name. I think it was yesterday. So Win is on watch, maybe for a bounce. Ziop also on watch here. 2.2 million shares came into Ziop. Keep an eye on that one. And then here was Ziop into the close and holding those gains on Ziop. So that's some stocks. And of course, be watching Apple. Apple, I talked about how it was coming down to the 200 SMA. It broke down a little bit below it. All right. Now, we spoke about it on the video last night. Just like back here, we broke down below the 200 SMA. Now, let's see what the next candle wants to do on Apple. If we start taking out this high or get back above that at 198, 200 area, maybe Apple will be turning. All right. So this is Mike from zozostockwatch.com. I run a really nice service. If you want to come check it out, the link is in the description code. You can pay $30 for your first month. Come kick the tires. $30 for 30 days. And we'd love to have you. All right. This is Mike from zozostockwatch.com. And this is your stock watch list for the 14th of November.